Okay, students, as we all know, we'll be going through the mock paper today, right? We'll be focusing on two sections, basically the comprehension open-ended, as well as your oral, because when is your oral examination? Yes, that's right, it's next week. Okay, and I think many of you would be feeling, okay, I would assume that you're feeling jittery about it, but don't worry, okay, we'll go through a couple of tips as well as let you practice today. Okay, I know I haven't given you the oral practice script. Yes, I can tell you're not stressed, a couple of you, right? Okay, I've not given you the oral practice paper for today because oral exam, you're not given the script itself before the day, right? So I want you to start thinking on your feet, reacting as per how you would do so for your oral examination. Okay, and we'll go through some pointers on how you can maneuver yourself out of tricky situations. Okay, so for today, what we'll be covering, let me just go through some class rules. Okay, if you have attended my live lesson before, you would know that only one person speaks at a time, basically me, right? And if I were to give you the microphone, if I were to hand you the microphone, right, please make sure that you do so and you treat everybody with respect and turn off your web cameras, please, as I have already said. Okay, I do not wish to repeat myself again. Okay, and basically let's all respect each other. Okay, students? Now, for today, as I mentioned, we'll be covering open-ended comprehension as well as your oral practice. So we'll start with the comprehension. Okay, I'm going to pick out students to practice reading for me, okay, as what I usually do. So I believe for this particular passage, I've got 10 paragraphs. 11 paragraphs actually, but we'll go according to the slide. So I will allocate students who would like to read, who volunteer yourselves to read, okay? I'll give you the opportunity to, because let's also use this as an opportunity to practice for our oral next week. Okay, basically students, why do you, okay, so someone actually asked me why does your webcam have to be turned off? Okay, basically for very simple reasons. Some of you may be in very compromising positions, meaning to say that you may sit down, you know, and you may not be in a proper position. Okay, I don't wish for any of you to compromise your dignity and your self-respect, okay, by just accidentally turning on your web camera and, you know, someone sees something they're not supposed to see, basically. Okay, so let's all just protect ourselves, okay, and maintain that decorum. Cool? Okay, now, let me just allocate the passages to different students. So if you would like to read, students, okay, can you just raise your hand so I can give you an opportunity to practice reading for me? Okay? Now, I'll just write down your name, so please take note of who's going to read which paragraph, okay? Let me pick. Okay, so we have Chloe. Hi, dear, how have you been? It's been a while, isn't it? Okay, Chloe, all right. Second slide, we go by slides, okay? It's easier that way. All right, we'll get Harry to read. So make sure you're aware of which slide you're reading, okay? Laya. I still love my handwriting on the slide. I think it's so nice. Okay, anyway, Latasha. Okay, we get Ming Qian. If some of you happen to have more paragraphs to read, good for you. Okay, for those of us who have to read shorter paragraphs, it's all right. Okay, at least just grab the opportunity to practice reading. Okay, and we have two more. Let me see. Okay, we have Kim Ong. And anyone else would like to read? Once you've been given the green light that your name has been put down, right? Can you just lower your hand so I am aware of who has the opportunity and who hasn't grabbed the opportunity? Okay, anybody else? If not, I'll just read the last one. Okay, I'll put a smiley face. I'll read it. All right, let's move on. Okay, we'll start with the first student. Chloe, let me just unmute you. 1 second. Okay, hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Good.
Okay, I hope you've been coping okay? Not too stressed, right?
Not really.
Oh, not really. Okay, I'm banking on the word not and not really. Okay, anyway, let's start reading. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, come, let's go. Whenever you're ready, dear.
An old, frail old man lives with his son, his daughter-in-law, and his 4-year-old grandson, having worked throughout his life tirelessly to provide for his family each, had definitely caught up with him. His eyes were blurry, His hands trembled, and his steps faltered. He was no longer the energetic young man he used to be when he took several jobs and worked throughout the nights in order to give his family a comfortable life.
Okay, thank you, sweetie. Okay, a couple of pointers that we just want to take note of, okay? So remember, when we're reading, right, try as much as possible. I've shared this with you previously, but I'm just going to repeat it again now. Okay, try to be as familiar as you can with the text. Of course, we try as much as possible to be 100% perfect, right? We allow for slight allowances here and there. Asanchi, do you mind turning off your web camera, please, dear? Thank you very much. Okay. So where was I? See, please don't turn on your web camera. I lose my train of thought. Okay, it's not good for both of us. Okay, yeah. So basically, try to be more familiar with the text by pre-reading and spending time, to read through the text so that you're more familiar and avoid making mistakes. Okay, Zhiqian, can we please stop playing a fool? Thank you. Now, a couple of things for you to take note of. Okay, having worked throughout his life tirelessly, right? Okay, that being a word that we need to focus on our pronunciation to provide for his family. You notice that if you have a comma, we pause over there because I think just now when we sped through his family age here definitely. So there's no distinction between the two different parts of the sentence. Okay, so let's avoid that. Let's just insert a slight pause at the punctuation mark. Okay, so his eyes were blurry, his hands trembled, and his steps. Okay, I think for faltered, right, basically, we must remember that the emphasis of the word actually falls on fall, right? So just now, if I remember correctly, it was a faltered, right? So the E-R-E-D became very explicit. It was very obvious, basically, right? So let's focus on the faltered. Okay, he was no longer the energetic young man he used to be when he took on, I think we missed this word out, right? When he took on several jobs and worked through the nights, right? Through a bit, it's similar, but it's not the same. Let's just try to avoid making mistakes when we read. Okay, Chloe, on the whole, good pace. Okay, I like your very bubbly kind of reading tone. Keep that up. Okay, thank you very much. Now, second paragraph, we have Harry. Are we ready, sweetie? Let's wait. Let me find your name. Okay, Harry. Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, good job. Loud and clear. Let's go.
The family ate dinner together every night at the family table. Due to his old age, the elderly grandfather's shaky hand and failing eyesight made eating rather difficult. Peas rolled off his spoon, dropping to the floor. When he grasped his glass of milk, it often spilled clumsily onto the tablecloth. Much as he did not want to, it was not within his control. With this happening almost every night, the son and the daughter-in-law became irritated with the mess.
Thank you, Harry. Okay, what I really like about how you sounded was you were very clear. Okay, your pace was relatively fine, just that you may want to stick it down one notch, right? You may want to slow down a little bit, okay? Because at the end of the day, when you start to, towards the end, we tend to have a tendency, all of us, okay, you and I alike, right? We tend to have a tendency to pick up pace. So try to make sure that it's measured. You can just like mentally, even when you're practicing, right, just mentally sort of have like a drum that you're just beating and keeping pace with that. Okay, so we avoid like rushing through, because then it will just become very, very quick towards the end. Okay, another thing that I would like to just highlight to you, right? Basically, your reading was really great. Okay, I just want to highlight the L's. Students, just take note. Okay, remember your L. Okay, it has to be more obviously pronounced. Okay, so for example, failing eyesight, the L, because I heard failing. This is like, the L is very slight. Okay, it's got to be a little bit more pronounced. Okay, P's rolled off, right? And for this word is actually he grasped his glass of milk. So you realize that there's a lot of mini tongue twisters. I wouldn't call it an actual tongue twister, okay, but it's like mini tongue twisters, especially when you read fast, you tend to like your tongue will roll and roll and roll, right? So it's just like you're basically like losing you have a loss of control over how you pronounce the word. So when that happens, you tend to, you just throw away your L's, your R, and everything else just gets mixed up. Okay, so just be careful when you're reading, just pace yourself appropriately so that you have more control over the words that you're reading. Okay, nobody is going to like fault you for reading too slowly. Of course, please don't read like the family would eat. No, I mean, we all don't want to do that, right? But basically, trying to make sure that your pace is appropriate such that you have better control over the way you pronounce the words. Okay, good job. Now just take note, students, okay, the L's of the passage, okay, in this case, okay? Now we have our third student, Laya. Wait, just 1 second, let me find your name, sweetie. Okay. Okay, Laya, are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
We must do something about father, said the son. I had enough of his milk spilling, noisy eating, and food all over the floor. The daughter-in-law agreed. One evening, the couple came home after work with a small table, bought from the furniture store just down the street. They set up the table and placed it at the corner of the room.
Okay, that's good, yeah. I like how you read. The pace was great. Okay, but something to take note of, because sometimes it can be quite choppy, right? So when you're given the extra couple of minutes, I think you're given about 5 to 10 minutes to prepare before the exam, right? Try to make sure that when you read it, it's you can literally like say the words aloud so that it becomes more smoother when you read it. Okay, let's try.
Because you didn't give us time to like prepare.
Oh, sorry, sweetheart. Okay, so the understanding is that the mock paper has already been completed by the time you attend the lesson, right? So because it's been given to you, it's been open, I think 2 weeks ago, right? So during your first term break. So please, as much as possible, even if it's not today, moving forward, try to at least complete the sections that we'll be going through. So for English, we'll be going through today, we're going through comprehension. Tomorrow, we're going through comprehension close, okay? And on Monday, we'll be going through synthesis and transformation. So do students, okay, do have to take the opportunity to actually practice before you come for class. Then it becomes a little more productive. If not, if you do the questions during class, then it defeats the purpose. Okay, all right, thank you very much for sharing your opinion. Okay, I really appreciate that. Okay, for the rest of us, just something to take note of. Okay, now next paragraph we have Natasha. Wait, hang on, sweetheart. Let me find your name. Okay, are we ready?